It was a Tuesday evening, and Mark was in the kitchen, trying to make spaghetti. Sarah, his girlfriend, was in the living room, supposedly working on a presentation. Mark needed to check a recipe online, so he asked Sarah if he could quickly borrow her phone. "Sure, honey," she said, tossing it to him without looking up. He found the recipe easily enough, but as he went to close the browser, he noticed a contact name near the top of her recent calls, Jake W. It was just a name, but something felt off. Mark didn't recognize it, and Sarah hadn't mentioned anyone named Jake lately. He tried to brush it aside, telling himself it was probably a colleague or a friend he hadn't met. But the seed of doubt was planted. The next day, Mark couldn't shake the thought of Jake W. He found himself subtly bringing up the topic of work friends, trying to gauge Sarah's reaction. She mentioned a few names, but Jake never came up. That evening, when Sarah was in the shower, Mark couldn't resist. He picked up her phone. He told himself he was being ridiculous, but the curiosity was too strong. He quickly scrolled through her contacts until he found Jake W. His heart pounded as he tapped on the name. There was a phone number, of course, and a few recent text messages. Mark hesitated for a moment, then clicked on the messages. The conversation was short and seemingly innocent. They were discussing a project they were working on together. Sarah had been helping out at a local charity. There were some conversations about setting up a meeting. One of the messages from Jake said, "Thanks again for all your help, Sarah. You're a lifesaver." Mark felt a wave of relief wash over him. He was being paranoid. Jake was just a colleague, someone Sarah was helping with a charity project. He put the phone back exactly where he found it, feeling a bit ashamed of himself. When Sarah came out of the shower, Mark acted as if nothing had happened. Later that week, Sarah mentioned she was going to be late coming home from the charity. Mark wanted to ask about Jake, but bit his tongue. That night, he tossed and turned, trying to convince himself he had no reason to worry. The next morning, Mark decided to visit the charity that Sarah was working at. He walked inside, and to his surprise, Sarah was sitting with Jake, laughing. Mark couldn't hear the conversation, but he could see them both. He was trying to comprehend the situation and why Sarah did not mention it, but as he approached them, he felt his heart drop to his stomach. Mark got closer and heard Sarah say to Jake, "I really love this charity," and Jake responded, "I love you too." The world stopped for Mark, and he left in shock. He realized this problem started because of lack of communication and his insecurities, something to be researched more in the future as well. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more interesting stories. And let us know in the comments what other unresolved problems you'd like us to explore in future videos.